What's up, Divine Masculine Collective? Thank you for joining me for your Divine Masculine Energy reading. Ooh, y'all. I damn near don't even need to pull cards for y'all. Y'all are the feminists because I've been getting so many downloads about the energy. Um, and it's basically been that you all are on the brink of a breakthrough. And have been doing some intense work emotionally, but there's still work to be done. And by work, I mean shadow work. So we're going to do it together. I am going to be pulling some cards to better assist you with whatever it is that you're needing to do shadow work on. I got my Palo Santo burning. Well, was burning. I think it done went out. To kind of help support. Palo Santo brings uh, good, clean, positive energy, sacred, high vibrational energy into the space. And so we definitely want to have that kind of support as we dive deep into the crevices of our subconscious mind and our psyche to shed light on our fears, where we're needing more healing, our inner child wounding, the things that have served as subconscious obstacles in our life, those things that have manifested as addictions, bad habits, fear, compulsions, and just overall toxicity. And we all got them. And so, as I have channeled that is what is needed for the Divine Masculine Collective. For some of you, you may not have ever intentionally done shadow work or have been doing some work but not knowing that that's what that's called. When you shed light on the things that lie deep within you that you don't want to face or you don't want other people to know about you, and you bring it to the forefront to heal it or integrate it, balance it, own it. That shadow work. So that's what we're gonna do, and hopefully the message resonates with you. But even if it doesn't, if it reminds you of someone who could benefit from the message, share the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe should you feel led. I'm fresh out the shower after a long ass workout at the gym. I got there about 2:30. I don't think I left till like 5-ish. But it was such a blessing to be able to take my time and work on my body yaddy yaddy in that way, because a lot of times here lately when I do get in there, I'm kind of rushing to get in and get out. And that's what I'm going to do with this reading. I'm going to take my time. And we're not working on the physical body, but we're working on the emotional and spiritual body. And so I have pulled out my Heal Yourself reading cards. And I've been seeing number synchronicity since I started the video, but I wanted to get out the message. But yeah, 333 may be significant to some of you. 111 may be significant to some of you, as you are either actively doing the work or needing to do the work to get in alignment with the new beginnings that are presenting themselves to you. Just saw 411. 411 has been a synchronicity that's been coming forward for me big time. And with angel numbers, they have different meanings for different people. You know, when you tap into your intuition, you'll be able to intuit what the numbers mean to you, but they also have some generic meanings. And for me, 411 is about information and communication. So like I could see 411, and then it reminds me to pay attention to what's being said, because it's a message for me. Or I'll see 411 when some important communication is about to come through for me. So that may be significant to you guys as well. But masculines, in my efforts to support you on your journey, we're gonna tap in and see. Goddamn. Out the gate, just off 5'11". Love. I told y'all. Y'all been doing some work on yourselves as it relates to how you show up emotionally. And the shadow work that we're needing to focus on is centered around love. How are you showing up in your love relationships? What does love look and feel like for you? What has it looked and felt like for you in the past? What has been your definition of love up to this point? In this card, we have a masculine in an image, and he's looking at this feminine who's not looking at him, but she's holding a necklace that has, it don't look like a jewel. It look like maybe a little potion or something on the in the pendant. You know how people carry around like certain oils and shit on a necklace? That's what it looks like, and it's green, which represents the heart chakra. So this is literally him paying attention to a love interest, but she's looking in another direction, and this is like a portrait of a masculine. This ain't like an actual man standing there. So it's almost like the image of what divine masculine should look like, but she ain't even paying attention that the image's sight is on her. But she holding on to that necklace though. She's holding on to that heart chakra energy, and this card is represented by the number 28, which breaks down to a 10, because there's a new cycle that wants to unfold for you guys in your love life. And sis got this purple on. That's a high priestess. That's someone who's tapped into her intuition. That's someone who sees beyond the veil and knows things that are not always, she cannot always make logical sense of, but she just knows. She's tapped into her intuitive gifts, her psychic gifts, or whatever you want to call it. Sis don't mind some alone time, so she can go in and connect with the Most High and channel energy, and she's possibly a healer. But that purple energy is very symbolic of the third eye, which is very connected to the energy of the high priestess. And you got this gentleman here. He dressed up. He got his good clothes on. And he looking at her like, she's the object of his affection, the apple of his eye. He trying to see what's up with her. A woman of his dreams. So that came out, child. I didn't even get to praying. We gonna take it. When I tell y'all, I was gearing up to like wash my dishes and go to bed, and I felt such a strong tug to do the divine masculine reading. So you see how aggressively and how fast that card came out. The message wants to come forth, honey, and I'm just being obedient. Okay. Top of the deck, patience, represented by the number 23, which breaks down to a 5, because that is very possibly what is needing to change and what you're having conflict with masculines in this love scenario. Just saw 911. Be patient, because you are protected. Archangel Michael is helping you, or available to you, to help you cut cords in your life. Not only cords with like toxic people and toxic narratives, old narratives, helping you to stop like dwelling on, crying over spilled milk, the things of the past that no longer serve you, but protecting you as you grow and mature into someone who can show up in a love connection, ready, willing, and able to offer that which is required on a higher vibration. You know what I'm saying? But you're needing to be patient. Here you have a woman in, we're going to say this white, right? White represents purity, truth, honesty. And when you operate in that way, it requires patience. Now, if you want some microwave love, you know, that quick wham bam, thank you ma'am, that typically is more of a lustful situation, then go and rush. Go on and rush. Go on and stress yourself out about what you ain't got and who you ain't and what, you know what I'm saying, how unworthy you feel and how you don't feel ready and all of those things that don't really matter and are just the product of your shadow, are just the things that your imposter syndrome. One thing about it, if God brought you to it, he'll bring, I don't like saying he, yo, because God ain't a he. God is everything, all things, and that's not just the masculine energy, just all 11:11. But y'all know what I'm talking about. The divine would not bring you to it and not bring you through it. God loves you more than that. Too much to bring you to love, to a deeper understanding of love, deeper connection in love, and then not give you the capacity to hold it and be responsible and be a good steward of it. But you have to surrender to it, and you have to be patient. So whether that's you wanting to rush into a situation or just feeling like you can't embrace or connect with someone unless you're at a certain place in life, yo, that's the matrix that taught you that shit, that taught us that shit, that our worthiness is tied up in our finances or our material things, our stature and status in life. I gotta lose 10 more pounds before I can commit to this relationship, and ultimately all of the excuses that we make. You gotta be patient with yourself. You gotta have some compassion for yourself. You gotta give yourself some grace, and you gotta understand that divine timing is at play. And so if the situation is presenting itself to you at this moment, then apparently you're ready for the lesson and the experience that comes with it. So embrace it and be patient. I'm gonna read the message of love, but we're gonna see what's at the bottom of the deck. Wow. Number 15, break it down to a 6. That's ascension. Ascending into a more wild and free-spirited version of yourself, a more passionate version of yourself, a more untamed version of yourself in this connection, because you holding back. You holding back because you've never experienced love in this way. A love that you know that you know that you know that you know that God has put before you and ordained. And we've been taught that, especially in the Baptist church, and I can speak for what's been taught in the Baptist church because I was raised in the Baptist church, that love is not wild. You know what I'm saying? We've been taught that love is tamed, that love is a certain way. But honey, the good words say love is patient, love is kind, love is wait a minute, where's my phone? I have actually a picture of, that's like one of my favorite scriptures. So we're going to break that thing down because it's pertinent to the message that's coming for 1 Corinthians 13, 4 and 8. Love is patient, love is kind, it does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud, it does not dishonor others, it is not self-seeking, it is not easily angered, it keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. Love never fails. But where there are prophecies, they will cease. Where there are tongues, they will be stilled. Where there is knowledge, it will pass away. Because love is not being in your head. And that's how I interpret this whole where there is knowledge, it will pass away. Because you can be in your head so long that you let a love opportunity pass you by. Love does not operate up here. It it operates from your center, from your core. And so we're needing to tap more into our heart space. Um, and we're needing to apply what this message says about love to ourselves. Um, because, when I do these readings, divine masculine energy, divine feminine energy, I'm not just talking about men. I'm talking about, it's not gender specific. You know what I'm saying? As a woman, these messages apply to me and my masculine energy as well. So when it comes to love, I'm needing to be patient with myself. As someone who carries divine masculine energy as well, I'm needing to be kind to myself, because love is patient and love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast. I'm needing to be mindful of being envious or boasting. You know what I'm saying? Having humility, questioning or making sure, assessing my why. You know what I'm saying? Am I coming from a place of pure confidence, or am I in my ego and bragging and trying to put others down, because that's not coming from a loving place? Not being self-seeking, being self-full, but being mindful of being selfish. In love, I'm being reciprocal. It's not a one-way street where one person or entity is giving to the situation far more than the other. You know what I'm saying? I'm needing to be mindful of those type of situations, as well as a divine masculine an entity that has divine masculine energy. So females, if you cross watching, this message is for you, as well as you work on healing and integrating your divine masculine energy. So that's that on Corinthians, but I wanted to read the message of love from the book. The number 28 may be significant to some of you. Also, the number 23, and we in the year 2023, and for a lot of people, they say this they Jordan year. This the year that we going hard in the paint with our healing, with our elevation, with our growth, with our ascension, and in our awakening process. We going balls to the wall with leveling up. And doing this shadow work so that we can step more boldly into our light. So it says, let go of your limiting beliefs about love. That's your work. That's the shadow work. Doing the work to let go of your limiting beliefs about love. Taking those shackles, those handcuffs, those chains, those ropes from around your heart. Not allowing hurt and pain that you experienced in the past in different situations. Let me tell you something. I done been took down through there in love. And I'm still open to love. I'm just as open now, more open now than I've ever been. But that's because of doing my work. Doing my work and knowing that love is Christ consciousness. Unconditional love is Christ consciousness. So we can go sit up in a building and sing hymns and clap our hands once a week. For some of us, 2 or 3 times a week, because you got Bible study and this, that, and the third. We could go do all of those religious, ritualistic things and still not embody the spirit of Christ when we don't love, when we're afraid to love, when we are in anything opposite of the high vibration that is love. So it behooves us all to do the work so that we can let go of our limiting beliefs about love. And it ain't all our fault. Society has taught us that love looks a certain way, that love is conditional and transactional, and that love, it has limits and bounds. But we're having to acknowledge, become aware, accept, and embody that is not love at all. So it says your heart desires more connections, love, and nourishment. You are at a point in your life where you need to learn how to truly give and receive love. Didn't we just talk about that? about that need to be reciprocal in love connections. Your love connections cannot be one-sided. You can't be out here draining people of their love and their good high vibrational energy, and you just take and don't pour back into them. When people give to you from their cup, you are to give back from your cup if you have it to give. And then if you don't have it to give, sometimes you need to say, hey, I don't have it to give, and I don't want to take from you. It's my job. I'm responsible to do my work to fill my cup, and I'm going to do that work and focus on filling my cup. And when I have some overflow, you're going to be the first on my list to get some. You know what I'm saying? Like, keep it a buck with yourself. But when you're connecting with individuals and you're aligning with individuals whose cup overflows with love and compassion and patience and kindness and all of the things that Corinthians says, then they're pouring into you and you pouring into them, and there's equal and even exchange and reciprocity, and y'all keep growing and glowing. That's how it's supposed to be, not you benefiting from the effort of whoever is pouring into you and then you not pouring back. So some of us are needing to take an assessment of where we could do a better job of putting forth the effort and being more reciprocal. And if that's you, you need to set some boundaries and put yourself first and show yourself some love and not be giving to people and pouring into cups. Like I like to say, cups with holes in them. Because you wasting your good water and energy pouring into a situation that does not give back, that is not going to be fruitful, that does not have the capacity to hold what valuable energy it is that you are pouring out into. And so we want to be mindful of that as well if we are on the other end of that spectrum. But it says, fully opening your heart will awaken your vulnerability, sensitivity, and fear. In particular, your fear of rejection and intimacy with another person. However, you will also unleash your passion. Child, where she go? In that red dress with all this passion. Unleashing that wild side. Letting that beast out. It says, however, you will also unleash your passion, inspiration, greatness, and an ability to care deeply. This really resonates with the Soul Food Sundays message that I just released, because for a lot of us, because of our fear of intimacy and only allowing ourselves to be so vulnerable and open in our connections, we have settled for like surface level connections, or as I was saying in that reading, fake flowers, and we don't invest in caring for the garden, the real flowers, where the real fruit and the real beauty lies, because of the work that it requires and how vulnerable it requires that we be. But it's time out for that. We ripping the band-aid off. It's about to be the summer solstice, which means that's a lot more solar energy, a lot more sun energy. And the sun is our light source. So it's going to shine light on all those dark places. The moon illuminates the dark places, but it's only going to give you so much light, because at the end of the day, that's a light source in dominant dark space. But we talking about sun energy shining its powerful light and bringing things into your awareness. A lot of enlightenment is going to be taking place, a lot of elevation, and for many of us, it's going to lead us to being more playful, more childlike, tapping into our childlike innocence and loving in a way that reminds you of like a childhood crush, somebody that you can't wait to see or talk on the phone with, or you know, something, just that feeling that you get when that you had before life beat your ass. I was thinking earlier about how I am determined to get back to that space. Like, clearly I am an adult. I am a more evolved and experienced being. But I am determined to get back to that girl who loved so openly and freely and in such a healed way before life started throwing punches. So that is the message that's coming through. It says start seeing how great life is and be willing to connect to others. If you've been holding on to past pain, we already done talked about that, then it's time to acknowledge, feel, and move forward. Give yourself permission to let people in. Ask for love with all your heart and soul, and it will come. Look for something beautiful in every person you encounter. Focus on feeling good. Whenever you see people loving each other, and know this is coming to you in a form of a love of a lifetime or an incredible friendship. This message comes with an action like meditation. So it says focus on your heart. Take some deep breaths and imagine unlocking the door to your heart. What does your heart look like? Is it cold, frozen, and dark, or is it full of warmth, light, and sweetness? If it is cold and gray, imagine melting the coldness with yellow light. Who do you need to communicate with so that your heart can heal? Imagine that this person is in front of you now. Say what you need to share without holding back. Now step into their shoes and answer back from the highest place within them. Give yourself permission to experience an open heart. Every time you want to close your heart, take some deep breaths and choose to keep it open. Keep it open, even if it hurts. So when it comes to whatever padlock you got on your heart, God is like the ATF. God kicking that door in, honey. You cannot continue to move throughout your journey like that. It's low vibrational. It no longer serves you. It really never served you, but you used it as a form of protection so that you could never get hurt again. But for many of you, you have a situation right within your reach, and you're not reaching for it even though you want it because you're afraid that you're going to get hurt. And for many of you, you're afraid that you're going to hurt someone from your hurt place. And the divine is asking you to trust that you are loved enough, you are cherished enough to be supported through your healing, and that what you're being led to is for your highest good. It's nothing for you to be afraid of. So we're just needing to surrender. And we just had a full moon in Sagittarius, and so I'm going to pull from the I kind of want to read the message of wow too, because that passion energy coming through, and then having patience at the top of the deck, but wow at the bottom of the deck is telling me that things about to speed up. So you know what happens when the energy speed up and you ain't in alignment with it. You get ran over. So you needed to get in alignment with this energy that is asking you to be more wild and free and speed up the pace. There is a wild, untamed spirit inside of you, desperate to be unleashed. Free it and claim the gifts of energy, power, passion, and creativity it offers you. Through suppressing your wild, succulent, outrageous, and untamed self, you dull your senses and crush your creativity. You shrink, lose your energy, and become depressed. Your relationships suffer and your rage grows. Yo, that is so true. When you have suppressed emotions, suppressed energy, be it sexual energy, you not allowing yourself to be creative in some way, like you don't have an outlet, that shit turns into rage. I have seen it firsthand on so many in so many cases, and I'm not thinking of anything in particular, but I'm sure I've done it too, and it looks different. Rage ain't always like breaking shit or popping off on people. But it's when you suppress your feelings, you suppress your emotions, you have that trapped or stagnant energy within you, and then it all comes out at one time in some unhealthy expression. And so we're wanting to be mindful of that, because when we are enraged, we are impatient. We show our impatience, we show our intolerance, and it's the result of not releasing that energy or that emotion. So it says, you become ashamed, hostile, cold, boring, over serious, and scared. You stop taking chances and live in mediocrity, constantly trying to protect yourself, trying to protect your neck, as Wu-Tang say. The truth is that no one can judge you, punish you, or hurt you as much as you can. Stop punishing yourself. You deserve better than it. I don't care who you are, what you've done, how you living. You have this opportunity being presented to you to change all of that. That's another product of the Baptist church for me. That whole idea of good and evil, and having to be punished in some way for your shadow or your shortcomings, instead of being loved through it. You know what I'm saying? And this is God showing you love as a way of you healing your shortcomings and not punishing you. So don't punish yourself, because that is not of God. God wants us to love ourselves and to use that Corinthians 13 energy to apply it to how we connect with our heart space, and how we're showing our self-love, and then how we are outwardly showing that expression of love to other people. So it says, give into your wildness and stop living a sham, separating the real from the fake. That Soul Food Sundays message, like, yo, you no longer able to live a disingenuous life of waking up, living a life that does not fulfill you, and pretending to be happy meanwhile you're depressed, or being in relationships where you're unfulfilled, but they fill a void temporarily or superficially. No, we're going to the depths. We're being forced to have those real valuable experiences because we're worthy of it. So it says, this part of you is sensual, provocative, truthful, courageous, bold, passionate, and alive. Yo, all day I've been hearing that damn line from what was it, Niggas in Paris, Kanye and Jay-Z. It's provocative. It gets the people going. Yes, you are meant to live a provocative life. There is a provocative side of you that you should not be ashamed of. There is a sensual, tantric, sexual, wild, passionate, and creative side of you. Listen, my life changed when I was sitting at work one day. I was working at St. Jude Children's Research Hospital doing grants and contracts. I did that for about 3 or 4 years. And when I tell you I wanted that job so bad, before I actually got it, I applied, no lie, like 20 times. And it wasn't until somebody I knew got on and was able to put the word in for me that I got the job. Increased my pay by about $10,000 a year. I had an abundance of free time. When the work was hard, it was hard. But when it was easy as hell. And it was easy a lot of the time. But the work environment was toxic as hell. I still look back and wonder why I ain't smacked the shit out of somebody. But I was sitting at my desk one day, and I was having this full out conversation with myself. The voice was so loud in my head, like I damn near had to look around to see if anybody could hear what I was hearing. And I heard myself tell myself, this is one of the boringest jobs I've ever had in my life. It does not give me any outlet to be creative. I know I got more creative energy within me that needs to come out, and I need to find an outlet for it. And I don't want it to just be a hobby. I want to make a living doing something that I'm passionate about. From there on, when I had that conversation with myself and became aware that there was a void that I needed to fill, it's like I took one step and God took 1,000. Because the way things started to unfold for me, I ended up leaving that job to do something similar, but that allowed me to, unbeknownst to me, I ended up being able to work from home. Then came the pandemic. I started Turquoise Majesty, which has been such a creative outlet for me. And right now, what I do allows me to be creative in a way that I've never seen a boring day of operating Turquoise Majesty, especially now that I do this full time. So it's that sort of getting out of that mundane, day-to-day, suppressed, depressed lifestyle and surrendering to the Most High, and surrendering to love of self and others, so that you can live a more fulfilled life. I just be telling y'all all my damn business. Where did I stop? Oh, I'm gonna read that last line. Give into your wildness and stop living a sham. This part of you is sensual, provocative, truthful, courageous, bold, passionate, and alive. Set it free. So all of these messages about freedom and liberation and all of that is reminding me of that reading that I did about, damn, what was it? Was it a Divine Masculine reading? The one where the image had the guy with the chain around his mind. I'll put the link in the description box, because if this message resonates, you may want to check that out. And if you've already checked it out, you may want to revisit it. But you're being led deeper into a more sovereign version of yourself and into your heart space and operating from your heart space. And for men, I totally understand why that can be a foreign feeling, because we're talking about a group of individuals who have been taught that it's not masculine to cry. It's not masculine to express your emotions. You're more of a man if you have 11 women. And all of these toxic things that society has taught masculine energies about what it is to be masculine. So now that you're having to undo that, I personally empathize with you all and understand how that can be difficult, and that is why I saw the value in providing support in this way. But know that if this message resonates with you, we can do some one-on-one work in that regard. As a dominant feminine energy who has done a lot of personal work on her masculine energy, even though I'm not a man, I am fully capable of assisting you with healing toxic masculinity and shadow work. So feel free to email me at turquoisemajesty at gmail.com and just introduce yourself and let me know you want to do some one-on-one work, and we can go from there in a confidential and sacred way. We would definitely get it done. We would get it done, because I am a living testimony of how beneficial this work is. It is not easy, but it is well worth it. The way you just one day look in the mirror and be like, damn, you're really that girl. I'm really that guy. And I always been, but I ain't know it because the world taught me to show up in this way. And I know better now. And now that I know better, I do better. You know what I'm saying? Like, to get to that point, it's priceless. It's absolutely priceless. But yeah, y'all, I hope the message found you well. If it did not find you well, I hope that it leaves you well. I had planned on doing the feminine reading tonight, but I don't know. Mama tired. We'll see. But with that being said, y'all, until next time, peace.